What's up, guys? We are back, and I'm looking at some more NFL plays in today's video over on DraftKings Pick6. These plays apply to all apps out there, but I'm looking at these today on Pick6. Let's hop in and let's stay cashing. We got a big sunny slate of games here, and we've had a pretty good NFL season so far, so let's continue that and stay cashing. But before we get to these plays, don't miss out in joining the DubClub. You can get all of my plays sent to you right now for free. There is a 2-day free trial down in my description where you can get all of my plays sent straight to your phone. It includes all sports, all plays, and you also get access to Discord chat as well to talk to me and other members about plays or whatever's going on. I'm also over $5,000 of profit over on prizepicks, and I've also profited on Sleeper over $1,300, as well as Chalkboard, Underdog, and Sportsbook. So don't miss out. There's a 2-day free trial down in my description. We've had a lot of very, very good days, especially in the NBA, by the way. Our run in the NBA is actually insane. We've hit 24 of our last 30 plays. So do the math on that. We have been absolutely dominating. So we've cashed 80% of our last 30 plays. And that's no alt lines or green goblins, anything like that in the NBA. We've been absolutely dominating. So seriously, don't miss out in joining the Dub Club. We have a big 11-game NBA slate of games today, and all the plays will be available over in the Dub Club, not in these YouTube videos for the NBA today. So we have NFL, we have a ton of NFL games, got a bunch of NBA games today. Don't miss out. There's a 2-day free trial for the Dub Club down in my description. You can also just join right now, though, for the next month for 50% off, as you can see right here. Both options will be available down in my description. All right, now with that out of the way, let's get to these plays. Just play responsibly and at your own risk. Leave a like on the video and subscribe. I really would appreciate it. Most important thing, though, is having those post notifications turned on. That way you don't miss future uploads and you get in before these lines move, get bumped, get removed, things like that. Let's get to these plays now. The first play I like today in the NFL is actually going to be over in the 49ers game. And I'm going to take a receiver today. It's going to be Deebo Samuel over either receptions or yards. If you're only on DraftKings Pick6, I like the receptions. But if you're on pretty much any other app out there, I do actually prefer his receiving yards on the over about 57.5, 54.5. Basically up to 60.5 is where I like Deebo Samuel here. But his lines all across the board. But let's take a look here, the receptions here for Deebo Samuel. He had one game this season without Brandon Ayuk where he had 4 catches against Dallas last week. However, that did come on 7 targets, and he actually did go over his receiving yards in that game. But Tampa Bay is a very, very good matchup for both receptions and also for yards, and especially against wide receivers specifically also. And of course, the 49ers will be without Brandon Ayuk yet again today. I believe he is done for the entire season, so he's on IR. Like I said, had 4 catches on 7 targets, but last season, if you look at it, he had 6 catches right there on 12 targets, and for a lot of yards in that game as well, by the way. He had like 129 yards, I think, in that game. He's a really, really good yak receiver for sure. A lot of yards after the catch. He can catch a slant, and he can take it a couple yards. So you can get a guy like that and have him have 7 targets. That's a really, really good sign for yards and also, receptions as well. That's what we're looking for. And you can also see how other receivers have done against this Tampa Bay team. You have DeAndre Hopkins here with 8 catches on 9 targets for 86 yards. Justin Watson even had 3 catches for 43 yards against them there. You have a lot of receivers having pretty good games against them, like Darnell Mooney, 4 catches for 86 yards. That was only on 6 targets, by the way. You give, if you give Deebo 7 or 8 targets in this one, he's probably having those 5 catches right there. Rashad Bateman, though, 4 for 121, so it's a really good matchup, especially for the yards here. But even in the prior game before for the Falcons, Darnell Mooney had 9 catches for 105. Drake London, 12 catches for 154. So if he just has the targets like I'm expecting him to have today with Brandon Ayuk being out, I don't see why he can't cover his receptions, but also especially his receiving yards. Like I said, I do prefer the receiving yards. But I do think both spots are very, very nice here for Deebo Samuel. Give me the over for Deebo in terms of yards and receptions today, but especially those yards. All right, pretty simple breakdown right there for Deebo Samuel. But let's take a look at my next play here. And this one's going to be Tank Bigsby for the Jaguars, under 44.5 rush yards. You can find this one all the way up to, I think, 48.5. You can find them at a lot of different prices here because there's apps that has them at like 48.5. Some have them like 42.5, 43.5. It's all over the place for Tank Bigsby right now. These lines today have been just crazy between all these other apps. So if you have a lot of apps available, try to line shop these plays because they're at different prices basically everywhere. But Tank Bigsby here, let's take a look at why I like him so much under his rush yards today. He's over in 5 out of 9 games this year, 56%. However, a lot of those games where he went over came with Travis Etienne being out. But now Travis Etienne is back in the lineup. And with Etienne this year, he's only over in 3 out of 7 games. And he did have pretty good games in those games. However, it didn't really come on too many rush attempts, especially in this Houston game. He just happened to kind of break one off there. And the other games, he just had high rush attempts. They won 37-34 right there against the Colts. And they lost by only 3 points right there in the first game against Miami. But this is a much different game script now for the Jaguars because they are 7-point underdogs against the Minnesota Vikings, although they will be at home. This is also a very, very tough matchup here against Minnesota. They allow the second least amount of rushing yards per game so far this year at 81.9. Against running backs specifically, they rank 3rd at 73.8 per game. So they are a very, very tough matchup for opposing running backs. And like I said earlier, though, he's only over in 3 out of 7 games with Travis Etienne being in the lineup. However, if you look at games where they lose and he's in the lineup, he's only over in 2 out of 6 games, as you can see there. And one of those games came with only 7 rush attempts, where he just happened to break one off right there. He had a 58-yard run in that game there. So if he doesn't have that 58-yard run, he's not coming super close to this line, or I should say as close to that line. So I think it's a really, really nice spot here. That other game, by the way, against Miami, he had a 26-yard run there. So as long as he's not breaking one off, which is really, really tough to do against the Minnesota team, I don't see him covering these rushing yards in this game, especially if the game script goes as it's expected to, unless the Jaguars are in a really close competitive game here against Minnesota, or if they happen to be in the lead, then I see them running the ball a little bit more. And I will say, though, they are down Trevor Lawrence. Mac Jones should be starting here for the Jaguars. So I do think that will result in a lot more running for Jacksonville, but they're not going to be doing that if they are going to be playing from behind against Minnesota like it's kind of expected to. I don't think they're going to completely stray away from the passing game, though, with Mac Jones. I really don't. They also have other running backs there as well. Travis Etienne, who's going to get the bulk of the carries more than likely, although they will be pretty split. I still see him getting 60-65% of the carries. And then they're going to mix in some Tank Bigsby, and they're also going to mix in some Dearness Johnson as well, because he's had some pretty good games. So it's a crowded backfield here, so I'm not super worried about the quarterback situation for the Jaguars, but I like the matchup a lot here for the under. Give me the under here for Tank Bigsby and his rushing yards here against the Minnesota Vikings. I'm not done with the free plays quite yet, but if you're not already on DraftKings Pick6, don't miss out in joining. You can use promo code DOMG to get a bonus of only play $5 to get $50 instantly in DraftKings Pick6 credits. So it's basically $50 in promo funds. All you have to do is just play $5. Use my promo code DOMG. It helps me out a ton if you do so, and that'll get you access to that bonus. DraftKings Pick6 is kind of a new DFS app out there, and it's really good in my opinion. I do like it. They also just boosted the payout multipliers, which is really, really nice. So don't miss out. Join DraftKings Pick6 and download the app down in my description. But like I said earlier, don't miss out on joining the DubClub. You get all of my plays sent to your phone right now and for free. There's a 2-day free trial down in my description. You get all my plays for the next 2 days for free. Don't miss out in joining. There's also the offer for 50% off the next month if you're interested in that instead. Because, at the end of the trial, it's going to be $30. But if you just get the 50% off right now, it's only $15 for the next month. We've been absolutely on fire. We're cashing 80% of our last 30 NBA plays. We've seriously been killing it. I'm looking to continue that in, with today's plays. And if you like the tool that I used in today's video, it's called Outlier. I use this tool every single day and for all of my research. Every sport, all plays, everything I research with Outlier. It's a tool that I use for every single play that I research. So if you want it for yourself, there's a 7-day free trial for Outlier down in my description as well. But also, don't miss out in getting some free plays now from the Daily Grind tool. This right here is the PrizePicks Optimizer, showing off some of the best expected value plays in apps like PrizePicks Underdog, but we also look at DraftKings Pick6 to see the value right now on DraftKings Pick6. Right now, they love Breece Hall under 4.5 receptions. There's some college basketball value on the board right now, with some over on points right there for him. Alex Highsmith over tackles and assists. A lot of different value right now is on this DraftKings Pick6 board. And if you want to find the most up-to-date value plays, all you do is just click on the refresh button, plus the most up-to-date value plays. But like I said, they also have this for PrizePicks Underdog as well. Like back on PrizePicks, there's some value here as well, with some tennis value right there, as you can see, some NBA on Jalen Green under. A lot of different types of value is on the board right now. So if this tool interests you and you want it for yourself, you can get it for yourself down in my description. Click on the Daily Grind tool link, then the Fantasy Bundle, and scroll down. Promo code DOMG can get you 25% off. There's also another tool from the same guy sold separately called the ASF Generator, and this was up over 2,000 units since August 18th of last year. They have 17 entries currently on the board. Right now on PrizePicks, they have a 6-pick flex, which includes Chet Holmgren under rebounds right there, Bucky Irvin and McCaffrey over rush yards, Josh Allen under pass yards, a lot of different types of value right now on the PrizePicks board. It has a profit margin of 7.05%. So it just gives you entries for all these apps you can see right here. There's some more PrizePicks plays on the board. There's some Fliff. There's some Better. There's even Underdog on this board quite a bit as well. So if you want this tool and that interests you, get it for yourself down in my description. Use that same link, but this time click on the slip generator and then scroll down. Promo code DOMG can get you 25% off. But thank you for watching. It's Sophie in tomorrow's video. Best of luck. And if you want to submit over $5,000 on PrizePicks, you watch this video right here.